back with another one. I do Aquarius this time. I don't think I did Aquarius or Pisces, so that's probably what's next. Aquarius, Pisces, Virgo. I think that'll be the last of the signs, y'all. Go back to doing collective, so let's see. Spirit guides, ancestors. I'm in channel messages. Tell us what we need to know about my Aquarius. Holy Spirit, Archangels, I'm in a channel of messages from around the collective, from around the Aquarius. Alright. Spirit guides, ancestors, tell us what we need to know, please, and thank you. 111, I just seen on the phone, so 111 could be significant. Again, this one's about Aquarius here. Y'all can't see me. I would turn on some light, but y'all see me enough. That's enough. Just listen to my voice. Can't look into my eyes. Look into my eyes and tell me what it is you see. I don't know if y'all remember that song or not. Alright. What is going on with Aquarius here? What's going on with Aquarius? Oh, okay. It's for Aquarius. Somebody does not like you, or you do not like somebody. See, they hate you. So first thing popped out here. For Aquarius, somebody really does not like you. No, I hate using the word hate. At a certain point in my life, I didn't used to use that word at all because, I just grew up not being a hateful person. Not being a hateful person. Before I would say I hate somebody, I just separate myself from them. And so my dislike for them does not have to go that deep. And hate is a very strong word. And so for the longest, I never said I hated anyone. That's like taboo for me. I have to be really, really pushed to that point. But the funny thing about it is these last few years have been crazy for me. I feel like people have been purposely trying to push me to that point. Hey, y'all. People have been purposely trying to push me to that point. With a series of events or tactics, I should say, they've been using. Trying to make you hate, trying to close off your heart space, trying to break you. People who sit in the background and they call themselves trying to humble you. It's really hard to not use hate, and I have to admit, I've been saying that a lot more than I care to admit. It slipped out because you get so angry with these people. The ignorance, the arrogance, the hatefulness that they have is like the willingness to do anything for clout, to do anything for money. And the amount of people they have on their team, the ability to build alliances, to all gang up on one person and try to tear that one person's life down. At a certain point, it gets wearing, I guess I could say. It definitely wears on you at a certain point, and you start saying things that you never said before, and that's crazy. So anyway, some people toss this word around freely, and you would think they hate everybody, but a lot of times it just be the hate they have for themselves. And that's the sad part about it. So this is such a curious dream, grounding, returning to reality, coming home. Again, this is for Aquarius. This is for Aquarius. And I see air, air signs here. Something could be significant about air signs. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini here. That's what I just cut the deck on. What is this word at the top of this? Prevarication. Speaking or acting in an evasive way. Someone here shows favoritism, or someone could think someone shows some type of favoritism here. Someone could be moving because of the hatred. Because of the hatred. And I just seen lawsuit here. Lawsuit could be significant. Or someone could be moving because of the hatred that's around them. Survival of the fittest. Someone could have been put in a situation where they have been in a survival of the fittest type of situation. They've just kind of had to do what they had to do to survive here. And an Aquarius could have something to do with that, or this could have been done to an Aquarius here. And I see law is not justice, so someone could be in a justice system. Someone could be a police officer. Someone could be a lawyer or a judge, or something significant in the justice system here. And so forbid this is an Aquarius who is in a justice system who has a deep-seated hatred for someone here. That can get dangerous because people in the justice system, they, especially when you talk about police officers that, know how to do things and get away with it. They are believable in the community. It's easy for them to spread lies. It's easy for them to put people against each other because people trust them. When you hear that name, when you hear certain titles, you feel like you should be able to trust certain people with those titles. And unfortunately, that's not always the case. You're not always able to trust those people. Some people have certain positions in life, and they should not have those positions, especially if they are in positions of leadership. And they could have this deep-seated hatred for someone here, because that means someone is continuously being attacked by a person here, especially these ones who lack self-control. And I realize that a lot with certain people, they lack self-control, but for some reason, they want to control you. They have no control over themselves, but they want to control you and the way that you live your life and what you're able to do with your life and how much you're able to make and the lifestyle that you're able to live. But they have no control over themselves. And so what you have here is an Aquarius or someone doing this to an Aquarius here. It says returning to reality. And then law is not justice. Rules that are not fair. Again, this is someone who is, they're taking advantage of a situation here. So this could definitely be someone in the justice system, someone like a police officer, someone in, one of those special agencies, someone who works in a courthouse here. They're definitely taking advantage of a situation here. Knowing who they know, being able to do what they're able to do. And they're using it, I feel like, to kind of suppress someone here, to oppress someone here. Whoever this is that they hate here with this survival of the fittest, they're pushing somebody into survival mode. Feel like they won't allow someone here to thrive. They're keeping them in this survival mode, and it's strictly because of their hatred for this person. Now, this hatred can be because of anything. It can come out of jealousy. It could be a race thing. It could be racism. No. This hatred can stem from many different things here. But whoever this person is, they definitely show favoritism here. Again, law is not justice. So just because something is the law, just because you may have police officers that are able to drive around and be where they want to be and kind of do what they want to do, kind of investigate what they want to investigate here, doesn't mean it's actually justice, because you may have someone being harassed by those same officers here. And so just because they're able to do certain things doesn't mean that it's just for them to do certain things, because they could very well just be showing favoritism or showing some type of hatred that they have for a certain person or a certain group. And so although it may be fine with the law to do certain things, it may not be just. So although it's fine with the law for you to ride around and be in certain places, what you're doing with your time may not be a just thing. Like I said, maybe it's okay to ride around in a certain parking lots, or patrol certain areas. But if you're using that patrol in certain areas to harass someone, to stalk someone, to watch someone, then it's not being used right. This is someone taking advantage of the positions that they have to do certain thing here. It says, say what you mean. Say what you mean. This could be talking to the person who may be experiencing this. And so whoever's being treated unjustly here, whoever is going through the harassment, whoever is experiencing this survival of the fittest, where you may have people in certain positions here that are using their positions and putting this person in bad situations here. It kind of reminds me when I had my last job, right before I got fired, which I feel like they all kind of work together. If you go back to my videos, the earlier videos, you would hear me talking about that a lot, but it brings me back to that. Back then, I had people constantly breaking into a house, and I lived on site. I was a property manager where I lived at, so I lived upstairs and I worked downstairs. And so you would think it would have more security than it did, but not only did it lack the security, at any given moment I would find these officers just kind of hanging around, who I really feel like had something to do with my house being constantly broken into, as I would find them sneaking around in areas that they shouldn't have been sneaking in, kind of peeking their heads over in my backyard. Um, One day I noticed all the sockets in my house were loose, which gave me, the feeling that maybe something was in there. So I felt like I kind of had people watching me. Maybe I was under some type of investigation that I don't know why I would have been, why people would have been watching me inside my house. But I did tell my supervisors. I told my manager specifically, and he just kind of brushed it off as if it was no big deal, and then went on to do things to kind of be harassing in his own little way. It almost felt like he was doing things to try to make me quit, and then when I would not quit, he started coming up with reasons to write me up so that he can fire me. So eventually he would get along to firing me, write me up about things that made no sense. Of course, I never signed any of the write ups, but the fact that he was even able to fire me after I made a complaint about him, and HR did not even respond to my complaint. So HR didn't respond to my complaint. The manager didn't respond to me saying I was being harassed and people were breaking in and out my house, which was the property that they provided. And then I had officers who appeared to be like very sneaky acting around my house. It didn't feel like they were protecting me at all. It felt like they were all in on whatever it was that they were doing. And then it was this person in particular one day just sitting outside in my parking lot. I happened to walk up on them and ask them why they were there. And she told me that some kind of investigation. That's what she said. It was an investigation, but it's no longer an investigation anymore. I guess whatever kind of investigation she said it was, I forgot the word she used exactly, but like some type of undercover investigation, but it's not undercover anymore since I came out and asked her who she was. But she never would give me her name. She couldn't show me a real badge. I asked her for, can I see something saying she was an officer, and she kept kind of doing it like this. She would not let me actually see what it was. It was this little bitty star thing, and I told her I would just call the precinct to confirm it, and she insisted that I not call the precinct. But she was able to pull a little walkie-talkie up and said she would radio in to one of the officers to come over and verify her, which kind of made me feel like whatever they was doing, all the officers were not in on it. But whoever she was, she had at least one other officer, or maybe a couple of certain specific officers that she can come and get the vouch for her. And so, this what that kind of reminds me of. Just people abusing their power. People going out of their way and doing things they should not be doing here. And so what you have is kind of survival of the fittest here. And I just use police officers as kind of an example because this could be anybody in a position of power here. What you have here seems like it's somebody abusing their power. What this law is not justice here. Returning to reality. I mean, I feel like they kind of got beyond themselves for a while with this survival of the fittest here. Someone who hates you, someone who shows favoritism here. And so that's why I said, with a lot of stuff, it's so funny. Every time I start off talking about something in specific like that, it always has to do with the reading. It always ends up having something to do with the reading. And me saying I never kind of use the word hate, but after all the things that I've been kind of dealing with within the last few years, it kind of makes you feel like that. You try not to have hatred in your heart, but it's like, how long can you take people doing certain things to try to destroy the life that you're trying to build. Every time you build up, people go out of their way to tear it down, and it seems like it's just a part of the plan. This is what they want to do. It's how they want to do it. They want to make sure they can hold you or keep you at a certain position in life. And at a certain point, it kind of angers you. But that's what they're doing to somebody here. Whoever this Aquarius is, you're either the one doing it or it's being done to an Aquarius here. The hatred is felt. Your ability to push somebody into survival mode. So this could have been someone who was thriving doing what they were doing, someone who was successful in whatever it was that they were doing, but they've since been pushed into this survival mode. Which again is something that I resonate with. I'm not an Aquarius, but it's definitely something that I resonate with. Because before everything started happening, I have been on my job for 11 years, working on, these other businesses that I was creating for myself. My page, my social media pages were just starting to kind of take off. Eventually, I probably would have been paid for that because of my views. Me working on different things, writing books, and working on all this healing things, and then all of a sudden it's like a bulldozer came and just knocked all of my stuff right now. Everything that I was doing, they just knocked it down. All the new people that was appearing in my life, who I thought were friends, turned their back. Family turned their back. Everybody started acting funny as if I'd done something to them. Meanwhile, all of my stuff in the background is being destroyed. And then you eventually fire me from the job that I had, which is also the house that I was living in. So it's like they try to push you down, and they want you to be homeless. They want you to be out in the street. They want you to be begging. They want you to feel like you have no family and no friends. And all these people in the background working together, people you thought you should have been able to trust, is working with other people to help oppress you. So yeah, low down. I just cut the deck on low down. Someone that's low down, yeah, because whatever this is, they're doing. Survival of the fittest. They push somebody here into survival mode. Make you a believer. This person is an enemy. Unfortunately, this is an enemy in a position of power where law is not justice, and so they're able to do whatever this is that they're doing, but they're not doing it in a just way. This is somebody who's, and I've said this many times before, this is somebody who's allowing their personal opinion of someone to dictate their professional world, their professional choices. And the two should not even be one and the same. Again, people try to control you and they lack control over themselves. Unfortunately, when you're in these positions like this, though, you are it's much more likely for people to believe these people with these titles than they believe you. And that's why I got to the point where I just record everything. I record everything. If something looks out of place, I turn my phone on, because I already know I already know what it's gonna be. I know whose side they're gonna take. Like I said before, everything started happening, my own family started acting funny. You think they be on my side. And so you gotta have some major players in the background to do something to make your family start kind of turn their back on you and start supporting each other. People play dirty games. And unfortunately, it doesn't end well when you got these people like this in certain positions where they able to play with your life. And someone has an enemy. It couldn't be no evident that this enemy here hates you. This person hates you and they sit in a position of power. Law is not justice. They sit somewhere in a position of power. And if it's not them themselves who is sitting in this justice system or in this position of power, it's someone who knows someone. And they're able to use their resources, the people who they know, to do certain things. So the star card is Aquarius again. Aquarius is definitely relevant to this reading. And I see abandonment. There's a card of abandonment, a card of loss, a card of theft. Somebody could have stolen something. Somebody could have stolen something from someone and then had people to abandon that person as if that person did something wrong. But I see here winning a fight here. So although you could have been fighting against people who you don't even know or people you cannot even see, because a lot of stuff could be going on in the background here. I see somebody coming out as a winner. You're going to win this fight. Whatever this battle is here, you're going to win whatever this is. Something may come in at the last minute here because I'm looking at someone who's in disgust. This person is just kind of over again. I see some empty cups here. 3 empty cups to be exact. 3 of cups is my celebration card. And so it could have been like they could have kind of killed your lifestyle here. The celebration that you were in, your thriving moment. They could have came in and just killed all that for you and put you into this survival mode. So you go from thriving to trying to survive here. And that was done on purpose. This person does not like you. This is not just by chance. This is done on purpose to you. And then I see here secret competition. So if you are female, I don't know. I mean, the way people act lately, it's men who are in competition with women. And so you never know. I was going to say if this is a female, then you may have a woman here in a position of power who is in some type of competition with you. That's why she doesn't like you, because she's too busy want to be you. Imitation, yeah, somebody's imitating you here. In secret competition with you. That's why they hate you from behind the scenes. That's why they're doing things to try to keep you in this survival mode here. That's why they made themselves your enemy here. That's why they have people attacking you who you do not even know. Because this person wants to be who you are. This could even be fighting here. Some people in the background. Could be these same people here. Same people who are coming after you right here. Could be the same people here who are fighting now amongst each other. Let's see what this is. Queen of Wands. Something could be significant about a Queen of Wands here. Be something intuitive about you. There's kind of, Queen of Wands is seen as being having some type of sex appeal about them. So it may be the way you carry yourself this person doesn't like. Queen of Wands is also a a fire sign. Could be Leo, Gemini, or I said Leo or Gemini. Gemini could be significant. Could be Leo, Aries, Sagittarius here. With strength here, I see you've had to be strong. You've had to be courageous in the situation here, because you have people of this certain power coming after you. And so you really have to kind of roll with the punches. You really have to get into survival mode here. That's why I said survival of the fittest, because you got to figure out how you're going to get through what it is they're putting on your back here. So this is not a case where you just can let it be known that something's happening to you and receive some help. This is the case where you actually have to figure out how you can survive what's being done to you in the background until there's some real justice coming through, because again, law is not justice. So this person may very well be within the law with whatever it is they're doing, but it's not just. It's not right. And then they may not even be within the law doing what they're doing. They could just be people who work in the law. This could be people in the justice system here. So take it how it resonates for you. But somebody's had to have the courage, the strength to get through whatever this is they've been getting through here. And I'm also looking at the way this person trying to close this lion's mouth. So somebody may not like what you say, the way you talk, again, the way you carry yourself, the things you let come out of your mouth here. This is someone who could be trying to control you. Again, what was I saying earlier? They try to control you, but they lack self-control here. This is those people here. Narcissistic type of people here. I see here there's been some deception, some lies been told here. This is also failure here, disappointment here. So somebody may have been in the background, whoever this person is that works in the system, has been in the background lying here. They've been deceiving someone here. Could be their own people here. Whoever it is they have working with them, or whoever it is they have working for them. This is someone who's disappointing here. This is also a bad omen card, but I feel like something failed here. Something may not have been working. It may not have worked like they thought it was going to work here. Creation could have been something they were creating, something they were working on doing, did not go as planned here. This is also a family card, and so this could be your family, or this could be somebody's family who are working together here. This could be a powerful family who has connections to people who are in the justice system, who's able to get with people and tell them certain things and have people do certain things based off what they said. And so if somebody came and said you was a terrorist, and they told their law official friends and got this whole fake investigation started over you, and then that could be these type of people. A family of people. My cousin works for the governor. My uncle works in law enforcement. That could be these type of people. A family of people who sit in powerful positions all around. Doesn't have to just be just one particular area. This could be a family within a community who has powerful positions within that community here. But I see someone that's been a part of this great hatred here, because again, someone hates you. This is a card of great hatred here. But someone, not only is judgment coming down on these people, but someone in this group here has had a change of heart. So someone in this group may see that these people are targeting someone here for nothing. Someone in this group may see that these people are taking advantage of their position here. They're taking advantage of the power that they have here. And I feel like someone's coming out of that. This card is a card that says change of position here. And so, for example, if these are people of a certain race, targeting somebody because of their race and their status, and maybe they don't like that here. Then you got someone here who was a part of that group who's now changing their mind. They don't want to do what it is they've been doing anymore. So what you may have is someone who come up out of that group and let it be known what those people have been doing behind the scenes to go out of their way and oppress somebody here. I see victory. It's a card of victory. It's also a card of being betrayed by someone here. And when I look at all those wands again, I see all those wands with no faces in the background right here. The magician. Someone has had to be the magician to keep pushing through this, whatever this is that's been placed on their shoulders here. I see some type of gang here. This is also a card that could be family members here. This could be a Ten of Pentacles family. Again, I just said this could be a prominent family within the community here. People who are well known within the community here. Their family doing things to try to oppress someone here. Family of people targeting someone. Let's see. They're getting some bad news now because of something being shook up about what it is that they've been doing. And so it's just a matter of time when you keep picking and poking at the bear here. When the bear is trying to sleep, the bear is hibernating, the bear is minding its own business, doing its own thing, and you keep poking at the bear, eventually something is going to happen. And so even if that bear don't turn around and bite you like it probably should, you have karma. Karma will turn around and bite you. Karma will do what this bear should have done to you. So you have some bad news coming here. And I feel like the bad news is these people, they're being exposed here for being toxic here, for having this obsession, from enjoying taking somebody down so much, trying to destroy somebody's life so much. Something is being exposed about this group of people here, possibly this family of people who works in all these different positions that's been targeting this one person here. Retreat. Eventually, when they get exposed, what's they're going to do? They retreat. Because the truth is, they don't want anybody to see them for who they are, which is ignorant, which is arrogant, which is entitled. They don't want anybody to see them for who they are. Hell, they may even be racist people here. This may be a class thing. It's something about you that makes these people hate you, or at least this one person, but this one person is able to have access to all of these different people who they are getting to come at you. So this is kind of like a small little coalition of people that's been formed, may even be a big coalition of people that has been formed to come against you here. And so they may not even know why they've been attacking you. They may not even know why they have been trying to ruin someone's life here. And that's even more sad, for you to just be doing something because someone said. Now I heard somebody say, yeah, someone in the army said there's a such thing as what did he call it? Some kind of command, like an unlawful command, meaning that you don't do everything that you told to do. When you know it's something that's wrong, then you have to step back and I guess make the decision to not follow through on certain demands or certain commands. As long as what you're doing is within the law. And not just within the law, because again, sometimes law is not justice. But when you know it's something wrong with what it is you're being told to do, then sometimes you have to use your common sense and not just go with whatever this is. You know, you gotta have some type of integrity at a certain point. Where we at? Oh, 40 minutes on here. Somebody's guarded. Something's coming in swiftly. I did see that. Hopefully it's some type of justice coming in for the person who has been suppressed, the person whose life has been turned all around because this one particular person decides they don't like this person, and so they're going to use their power and their privilege to take advantage of a situation and try to ruin somebody's life with it. Hopefully it's you being compensated for whatever this is. Hopefully it's you being given some type of apology for whatever this is, this community of people, possibly people even in the justice system here, because these are people in positions of power. But coming at you, something's coming in fast. And this toxic family, this toxic people who've been working together to do this behind the scene is being exposed. And so hopefully you end up getting the justice that you deserve. Because it's not right. This not right. And I can vouch for this myself because I have been through this. I am still currently going through this. Where you're surviving from the things that they do to you regularly. Why they hide behind things and pretend as if they're these good law-abiding citizens, or these good people that want to see the community thriving, but then they hide behind their titles and they hide behind their uniforms, and they do shady things, and they do things to sow division amongst the people within the community even more. And so it's things being done in the dark, and then the things that are done in the light, they pretend. It's fake. They put on a facade. They put on a mask when they come out in public. And then they do things behind the scene that you would not even imagine them doing. But who's gonna believe the person with less than versus these people with these big titles, you know? Although the person probably has a lot less than what they should have, because these people are not allowing this person to thrive. This people is not allowing this person to get to a certain status in life. They probably have you where you're barely surviving, and a lot of times they don't want that. And so that's why it's survival of the fittest. If you know, your connection to God, that matters a lot in cases like this. Is that footprints in the sand? I had that poem in my bathroom, but it speaks of when you get to the point where you can only see one set of footprints is when you were carried. You have to have faith to go through something like this. Otherwise, this can end up really bad. But I see here somebody's going from rags to riches. Somebody's going from living in poverty to living like they should have been. or probably living even better than what they would have been because of what has happened here. So somebody's going to receive some type of justice here. Emperor and Justice on the bottom of the deck. It's protection, stability coming in from the justice system. And hopefully y'all haven't been dealing with this for as long as I have, because for me, it's going on 2 years now. And it started before the 2 years. It's going on 2 years since they caused me to lose my job. And I felt like I was actually blacklisted. So you can imagine somebody having 3 different degrees, associate's degree, a bachelor's degree, and a master's degree, and not being able to find a job. That's something that was on purpose. So I think I thank God for certain provisions that I was given, and me being able to still figure out a way around certain things, because they tried to have it to where you just go disappear somewhere, never to be seen again, where people act like they just don't know what happened. And the truth is, it's all an act. It's all an act. Because people know exactly what happened. But you know, it is what it is. Law is not justice. So hopefully y'all haven't been dealing with this as long as I have. There's about to be some changes for you soon. Rags to riches. So that's what I got for Aquarius. It's my Aquarius read. I'll be back.